How are you guys? It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. It's great to have you with me on today, which, by the way, is a Wednesday. It's July 10th and it is 2024. It is a Wednesday, ladies and gentlemen. It is great to have you with me. Thank you so much for being here. We have an awesome show. But let's get right into what the master topic is for the week. The master topic of the week is a really good one. Understanding fireworks in our life. We're on series 3, show 28, and the granular is fireworks in our life. And this is actually fireworks of travel. Yes, fireworks of travel is our master topic here for today, for the day. So let's get right into that, shall we? So maybe when you travel, things don't go the way you want, and I can get that. I understand things like that can happen. So I call those the fireworks because they're happening because something wasn't done right, or there's some mishaps, right? There's something like that that's probably happening, and it might be something, ladies and gentlemen, that makes you, how can I say, very, very stressed. Maybe you don't want to be stressed, but unfortunately, when things are not going the way you want them to go, I can understand how it can be very, very daunting. Okay. So we're going to try to help make that easier and help you not have fireworks in your life, because I know, ladies and gentlemen, it can get very, very, very challenging. And so let's just kind of go through and let's break right into this. I think a lot of people at companies don't realize that travel is stressful. Okay, it's very stressful, and maybe you're somewhere in your life, and um, you're finding it stressful travel because things are just not clicking the right way. All right. So the first thing I want to talk about is planning your trip. So you don't necessarily have to get a travel agent, but you can, or a friend. Talk to somebody who's been on the trip before. I mean, that's always better, because when somebody's been on the trip, it makes it easier. Like we learned from our friend Jen, you don't want to try climbing up Mount Everest without having somebody who has experience, because after all, your life is pretty much on the line there, and that can be a very, very big challenge for a lot of people. So the question you might be asking me is, hey, John, so how do you plan for a vacation trip? How do you plan for it? So planning a vacation can be as simple as going online, picking the package, but you want to know more than that. You want to talk to some people, whether it's a travel agent, whether it's a friend. You want to find out, what tours are out there. What do you want to go on a vacation for? I mean, do you want to go see mountains? Do you want to go see canyons? Do you want to go see Alaska? Do you want to be with characters like Disney? I mean, what do you want? Do you want a place that has good beaches? Do you want a place that is an all-inclusive resort? I mean, what do you need when you're going on vacation, or what do you want when you're on vacation? This is very, very important, and there are lots of stages, ladies and gentlemen, to planning. You have to decide on where you're going to go. Is it going to be domestic or international? And we talked about the whole thing that, if you have not gotten your real ID, whether in New Jersey or any other state, go on the DMV's website, book yourself an appointment, get the right documents so that you have them. I've known so many friends that have gone there, they didn't take it seriously, and they failed the appointment. And so it has to be done by, I think it's May 7th, 2025. If you don't have it done, then you have to have a passport when you travel domestically. You need to have a real ID. They're doing this because a lot of people are basically duplicating, copying licenses and then selling them. Do you have a budget that you're trying to stay within? What do you want to see? If you're going to go to Paris, do you want to see the Louvre? Do you want to see the Eiffel Tower? Are you going there for the Olympics? You have to get airfare. If you're not hiring a travel agent, are you going to do all this? I mean, you might be saving a lot of money, But do you want the stress of doing the booking? Some people find that to be therapeutic to book their own vacation. Choose where you want to stay, decide different things you want to do, different excursions, food. Maybe you want to reserve some restaurants ahead of time, learn about local dishes, update and finalize your detailed travel plan. If it's not just you, if there's family, friends, others, you want to make sure they're all on board with it. Plan for emergencies and unexpected situations that could happen on the trip. Um, Pack and prepare your home before your trip. Make sure that you have the right currencies if you're traveling. Stay connected while you travel, of course. But let's dive in a little deeper. So what happens on a typical trip is there could be plane delays. Unfortunately, there could be plane delays. I went to Florida last week, and when I got to Terminal A, which is where we were leaving from, not only did they change the gate on me once, 20 minutes before the flight, they decided to change the terminal to Terminal C. And of course, it had a different gate. But getting from A to C, so make sure you know how to get around. If you're new to the airport, make sure you know how to navigate around the different terminals, know what could happen. Could they switch it? Find out that information. This is really useful information for you to have handy. And so what happened was I got there, and I'm there in plenty of time before they start boarding. And then I find out that the plane is going to be delayed because the plane coming in from Jacksonville, Florida, didn't take off because of weather conditions. Okay, so now we're an hour delayed. The plane gets to us, and we can't get on board because, they have to have the crew go on to clean. Well, there's a little kid that gets sick and is not able to breathe, so they have to bring the paramedics on board. That took some time. Then after that, they clean the plane, and we feel that we're ready to take off. They got everybody on there, and they said, Captain gets on. He says, ladies and gentlemen, I've got some good news. The good news is we're going to get going very soon. The bad news is we're going to be sitting here on the tarmac for a little while because we're actually number 53, number 54 in line, so we're not going to be getting into Fort Myers. Instead of being 11:45 as the new estimated time of arrival was, it's now changed to 12:45 because it's going to be a while. So sit back, relax, feel free to, make cell phone calls or use your phone while we're still here on the tarmac, and I'll let you know when we're going to take off and you need to turn those devices off. All right, so that was fun. So you have to plan. Now, of course, when you go on these trips, a lot of times they say, gee, if you want to switch to another plane, we're going to save you money. But if you're on a trip, maybe you don't have that luxury because you've got to check in. Maybe you have car rentals. Maybe you have a ship to catch or whatever. So you can't just do those things. Planning your trip can be fun, but it also can be stressful, right? Plane delays, I just talked about, equipment breakdown and delays. So not just the plane, but there could be other types of delays, ladies and gentlemen, that could happen. And these delays could be things like maybe you're going to get ice cream and the ice cream machine is down. Maybe you're getting on a bus and the bus broke down, or maybe it's a boat or something else, or maybe you're getting tickets and the ticket machine's down. So there can be challenges, or I like to call them fireworks, things that can maybe get your dander up a little bit because you're a little impatient. So just be a little relaxed when you're traveling and understand that it's going to be a good trip. Put your best foot forward and understand that even if something does go wrong, just look at it as it's just water off your back. That's the most important thing. Make sure that you're alert for theft. I remember when I went to Italy when I was probably just after my grammar school year. I think it was my 8th grade. I went with my grandfather on my mom's side and my grandmother on my mom's side, and also one of my cousins, my oldest cousin. And so I remember when we got to Italy, we were really tired, obviously, because you leave late at night and you're getting in, and the time difference is a mess. Well, I remember when we landed, my cousin was like, "Oh, you should take these drinks." I said, "I don't want to take it." Well, it'll keep you alert. It was like some type of drink that you drink. They're like really short shots, and they keep you awake. So I didn't want to do that. So I went to the hotel. We checked in, and then we went to go get something to eat. So I had changed into shorts. I still remember this day. I had OP shorts. That was the popular shorts back then, Ocean Pacific. and it was the corduroy kind, and it had the OP right on it. And I think I either had, I think I might have had blue corduroy shorts. Anyway, I was at the table with my grandfather, my grandmother, and my cousin. And so while I'm at the table, you know, we're enjoying our lunch there on the nice outdoor view and the table and the service and everything. And my wallet was in my right side of my pocket. Now, the pants were comfortable, but I guess unfortunately, my wallet might have protruded out a little bit, not a lot, but a little bit. So now, when I got up and we went walking, all of a sudden, this guy comes up to me with this newspaper. Okay, and he comes up to me with this newspaper, pushing it in my face and trying to say something in Italian. I don't know what he's saying because I didn't know it that well. I know Italian a little bit, could speak it a little bit. And then he's asking me, he's pointing to something, and he's distracting me because on the right, his accomplice is actually stealing my wallet. Now, as soon as this happened and was over, my grandfather's like, you know, get out of here. We don't want to get out of here, get out of here. But it was too late because he's like, you know, those people are thieves. I said, I don't think. Where's my wallet? What happened to my wallet? And my grandma's like, he's like, you know, they're thieves, they're gypsies over. So we went over to the store, which is right across the street there, and I saw the kid. He was, you know, washing his face off. He was actually one of the people in the store, and they were going to sell me my stuff back. I had a Louis Vuitton wallet, and he was going to sell me my wallet back. Now it had my license in it, had everything. It was all mine, and I had to pay to get my wallet back, and there was no money in there. Okay. The traveler's checks they didn't touch because obviously, you know, they're protected. So I had to pay money to get my wallet back, and that was really an unsettling thing. So what I learned from that after going on that trip to get a money belt, and so a money belt typically goes basically underneath your pants or your shorts. And just basically outside of your underwear. And basically you'd put money in there that you're going to be using, maybe not all your money, but some, and you can put some in your wallet. So this way, if somebody did take something from you, they wouldn't take a lot of the money. So that's really important. And you never want to basically sign over all the money or sign the checks until you're ready to use them. That's very important. And you want to make sure you have written down all your serial numbers for all your checks before you leave, because if you have not, there's no way that whoever you're getting them from can guarantee that, you know, you have actually purchased those. They should write them down for you, but a lot of places don't. So make sure you've done that homework. Maybe you're sick. It could be because of the time change. It could be because of the food or the culture or the temperature. I remember going to Fontainebleau in Miami, Florida. And I was there for a convention, and it was okay. I mean, I checked, it's supposed to be one of the most beautiful hotels. It was all right. I get in, I'm not feeling very well, and I'm literally laying on the floor in the bathroom. There was like tile floor. They keep the hotels really, really cold. I just wanted to just sit there and just lay on the floor, didn't have anything, and I think I just went to bed. The next experience I had was knowing about what happened in Italy, that I was very careful about being pickpocketed. So, you know, if you're in large crowds, you can keep your hand in your pocket if you want. You can keep your hand over your pockets if you want. I don't recommend putting any wallets in the back of your pants, like in jeans, because they're very easy to just be taken. What they typically do when they pickpocket you is they shove a piece of paper in front of your face, and another person comes in and basically, while he's showing you the paper, and he's kind of like pinching you. The other guy kind of just goes right with the wallet. So it's kind of like pinching. He's like, look. He's like pulling your shirt, pinching, and you're looking here. And in that second, you're distracted that he even took something from the right of you. We weren't even catching that. It was so fast. I mean, they're professional thieves. And so, you know, that was interesting. But, you know, getting sick on the trip is not fun. So you want to make sure that you eat smartly, you adjust to the culture. Don't drink the water in a lot of places you go to unless you know the water is safe. That's really important. Thinking about other things like credit cards and debit cards that won't work. Maybe it's because you're traveling and maybe you didn't alert your bank that you're traveling, and suddenly they put a hold or a freeze on your card because it's being used outside of the state or outside of the country. And they're doing that for your protection. So always notify your bank or your financial institutions that you're traveling and let them know the date. So this way they can allow the card to be used, and they know that it's you that's trying to use the card. There's nothing more frustrating than being at an airport or being at a hotel and you can't check in because you don't have any money because your credit card has been turned off because your credit card company thinks it's fraud. So that's really important. So we talked about losing valuables like through theft, but now let's think about you losing valuables. So it's important that you put things in a bag. When you check into a hotel, they a lot of times will have safes. You can put the information, the stuff in the safe. You can lock it with a pin. Only you have that. You can also use the safe at the front desk that they have there. So there's lots of things you can do. But things can get lost just because you're in a rush, you're in a hurry. So take your time when you're dealing with your personal jewelry, whether that's ladies' jewelry, whether that's men's jewelry, like a watch or Rolex or what have you, or gold chains or silver chains. Make sure that you know where you put your stuff and don't be in such a rush. Take your time. The man or lady that rushes is always going to pay more in time because of some mistake and because they forgot where they put something or something wasn't sealed correctly or it wasn't locked. So take your time and do those extra checks before you leave your hotel room. Make sure you put your things back where they're supposed to be. When you leave your hotel room, don't leave any valuables out like money, like I said, but also things like your laptop. It's a good idea to hide your laptop. You know, a lot of the hotels in the United States, it's not a big deal, but some of the countries, if you keep a laptop out, there's a potential that your laptop could be stolen. It's not often, but I just let you know this, especially when you're going to foreign countries and you don't really know a lot about them, or if they don't speak English. Lost luggage. Nobody likes lost luggage. I remember just yesterday, we were waiting for a wheelchair to come for my dad so he could get off the plane. And we were waiting almost 35, 40 minutes. And because we took so long, when we got to the carousel claim 7, there was no luggage coming out. So we had to go to the luggage counter down there because after so many minutes, they take your luggage off. Now in Terminal A, they just put it on the walkway and you just help yourself and pick it up. In Terminal C, they ask you for a bag tag. We never got a bag tag. So they asked us for our luggage, our boarding pass number, and they checked it from that, and it was right there in the back. But they do that for your protection so that you know things are not stolen. Another big challenge for people when they travel is customs. So I want to share something with you. So how do you get through customs quickly and without hassle? Well, basically you have to understand that customs is not there to harm you. They're there to do a job. Okay. So some travel tips when you go through customs: make sure you have all your necessary documentation. If it's a visa, your passport, whatever you have. Missing passports aren't the end of the world, and there are ways to the embassy to get them back. But you know, do remember your passport is like your life, so guard it like that. Okay. Don't make jokes. There was one person I knew that was making a joke, and they thought they were being funny at a customs checkpoint, and they were asked if they had any weapons to declare while coming into the country. And the person said, the only weapons we have are squirt guns in the trunk. And let's just say that didn't go very well. That now prompted the agent to do a much more thorough search of their vehicle, and which you probably think would be ridiculous. And of course, they found that they had nothing to hide. So don't play games with the customs agents, okay? Dress comfortably and be prepared to take off your shoes. They want to make sure you're not harboring anything. A lot of airports do require you to take your shoes off. You can apply for the global entry program. That's one thing you can do. You can pack light and keep your luggage organized. Don't bring produce as a snack. It will come back to bite you. If you're eating something at the airport, buy it at the airport, okay? Follow the instructions of the customs agents and security personnel. They're not there to harass you, but they are there to do their job. hi, I'm an American citizen and I have all my paperwork. Here it is for you. Let me know if there's anything I can answer for you. The official will look at you. Maybe they'll raise an eyebrow and then look at each page, hand it over, and very easy. It can take sometimes 6 hours, but it would probably be only 20 minutes if you just do what you're supposed to. So that's all you have to say here. Good afternoon, sir. I have all my paperwork for you. Here's my passport. Let me know if there's anything I can answer for you. And then you'll get a nice smile back. Be honest. Is there anything you're here to declare, like on the plane, because you have to pay tax and things like that, right? Declare all your items you're carrying. If you're packing for a trip, it's important that you're aware of items that you need to declare at customs. Even if you don't think an item will be inspected, it's still important to include it on the list. They can let you know that, no, you don't have to declare that. Know where you're staying. They're going to ask you, what hotel are you staying at? They want to make sure that you really are staying there as a visitor. If you're coming there as a visitor, how long are you staying? They're going to ask you that. They may want to see your tickets back. Keep the mobile phones off. Little do most people know that cell phones are considered a big no-no, as well as other technology devices. Not only will you get dirty looks when your phone rings, but you'll likely get a customs official next to you with their hand outstretched, silently demanding that you hand over your phone. That could be a big problem. If it happens to you, expect to be purchasing a new cell phone in the future. Confiscated phones and customs are rarely returned. Some people do get them back. So again, just remember, if you do something that's going to annoy a customs agent, it could make your trip a little more painful. Be honest about your purpose for travel. When you go through customs, be honest about where you're there. I'm here to apply for a job. I'm here for vacation. Do not lie. Be truthful when customs officers ask why you're visiting the country. Are you traveling for business? Are you traveling for pleasure? Same thing like that. Also, you have the right for what they call same-sex inspection. That is your right in our country, the United States, and other countries as well. So you may be asked to undergo a same-sex inspection when going through security. That can happen at airports. Any traveler can make the request. They'll call it an opt-out. Usually, if you're male, you'll say a male opt-out. A female, you'll say a female opt-out. You're opting out of the multi-wave scanners, which we've actually found in some countries to cause damage by companies that lost the bid, that it actually unzips many people's DNA, which could cause serious problems. If you feel uncomfortable with a male or a female security officer inspecting your luggage, you can request, again, a same-sex security officer to go ahead and do that. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, keep cool like the dog. They want to get you on your way, too. They don't want to cause any problems. So if you do get stopped and inspected, it's important to just remain calm. Getting angry is going to cause them to want to do further searches. And do not make jokes, even though if you think it's funny to say, hey, yeah, I've only got a squirt gun in my backseat, or I only got a squirt gun. They're going to take that very seriously. You don't joke on the plane. You don't joke in customs. It's very, very important. And remember to board your departure flight. This is important. And so going to passport control, when you're ready to leave the airport, be sure to look for signs directing you to passport control. The United States government has combined customs and immigration controls, meaning you'll need a visa and boarding card to enter the country. Passport control lines are typically segregated by nationality, so unless you're a U.S. citizen, you'll likely be directed into a different line than European citizens. When it's your turn, you will hand your passport and any required forms to the officer for verification. The officer would also give you an I-94 form if your trip were to the United States. Remember that if your documents need to be reprinted, you may have to go back through passport control. Claim your luggage and clear customs. You do have to get your luggage before you go to customs, and they will inspect your luggage oftentimes. You need to fill out your passport and customs forms. A lot of times you'll do that on the plane. So again, they're not there to harass you or hassle you. They're there so that they can keep things safe, such as making sure that certain insects don't get over here, or germs, things like that. And of course, they're there to make sure that you're not trying to, make a profit on their country by pushing things through. That's a really big problem. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, pleasure, and honor to be with you this fantastic afternoon here, July 10th, 2024. And, ladies and gentlemen, do check out all my other great content at believemeachieve.com for more of my amazing stuff. Follow and like and love and share it. And remember, you can catch a lot of the short versions of these that I often put out in clips. And then you also can rewatch the full versions at believemeachieve.com. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, fireworks are not just in the sky. We learned that fireworks happen in your office. We learned that fireworks happen through moving. We learned that fireworks happen through volunteering. We learned that fireworks, yes, ladies and gentlemen, happen when you're traveling. So we don't want the fireworks, so we want to mitigate them and make sure we've done the right things. I hope you guys have a great rest of your night, and I hope you've learned something today about the fireworks of life and the fireworks of travel. There don't have to be any fireworks if you just do what you're supposed to do and remain calm. Thanks, everyone, and have a good one.